guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to show you a few tips that I use to maximize length in my wash and goes. I find that wash and goes make your hair shrink up quite a lot, so a lot of people do twist outs and braid outs to maximize length. But if you want to do a wash and go but you also want length and stretch, then these are some tips that will help you achieve that. So if you are interested to find out what tips I have for you, then just keep watching. So I'm starting off with freshly washed hair, and it's washed and conditioned and it's still quite wet, as you can see. I'm just sectioning my hair as I normally would from bottom to top. So I'm just tying up that top bit and I'm going to start on the bottom section, which I split into two down the middle. So I'm using the Curls Blueberry Bliss curling jelly, and this could be my new favorite gel. It's kind of up there with the Camille Rose Curl Maker, so I haven't had a bad wash and go with this yet. So anyway, so I'm using this gel, and as you can see I'm just putting it on to the section and I'm pulling my hair downwards as I always do. But the first tip to this video is that you want to shingle your hair to get the most length. So I haven't actually shingled for a while before this wash day, but this is probably the best technique you can use to maximize your length if you're doing a wash and go. So if you don't know what shingling is, you can see what I'm doing, but I'm pulling down individual pieces of hair and I'm not twirling them around my finger. So I'm just literally pulling each section down, small sections. You can use large sections if you wish, but if you have thicker hair, but for my thickness of hair, that size is perfect. And just pull down between two fingers and basically stretch out that piece of hair, and make sure that each strand of hair is very coated in the product that you're using. The product doesn't really matter so much, but it's just that you pull down each section. Do not twirl it, because that will create more of a curl obviously, and then won't maximize the length. If your hair is curly, it will curl up again anyway, but just not as much as if you twirl it around your finger. So it's not necessary to twirl, just pull down straight and do this basically all over your head until you're finished your whole head. So you can just continue watching me do that, and then I'll come back for the next tip. So that is me finished with my whole head, and as you can see, not only am I maximizing the length, I'm also maximizing the definition by using this technique. So you kill two birds with one stone. So the next tip is in the drying process. So I'm drying using a diffuser, and the tip is how you actually use the diffuser. So usually I would have scrunched upwards, but to maximize the length you want to not do that. And basically just start at drying the roots at the top, because they're the part that takes longest to dry. So I'm just focusing the hairdryer on my scalp, and it's on a medium heat, so this isn't too hot. You don't want to use the high heat for doing that because you'll burn your head, but so just focus it on your scalp and get that bit as dry as possible. And then what you want to do is kind of just focus it on the ends as well, but don't move your hair. Try to move your actual hair as little as possible. So as you can see, I'm just moving the hairdryer all around my head in different sides, back, everything, but I'm not actually touching the hair with my hands or fingers, and I'm not scrunching or moving the hair about at all. I'm literally just drying from the outside. Another thing is that as your hair begins to dry, you can move the hairdryer further away from your head, because as your hair dries, if you have the hairdryer too close to your head, you can then make frizz like that. So as your hair begins to dry, start using the dryer a bit further away, so you're just getting cooler air on your hair rather than the really hot hair. So that's another tip. Basically, it's really simple. If you have fine hair like me, this won't take long at all. This takes me about 15 minutes. So if you have thicker hair, it will take you a bit longer, obviously. But this is the way you want to do it if you want to maximize your length and not have frizz. So my hair is 95% dry. There's just a bit up here at the very top that is kind of damp. And as you can see, I've really kept a lot of that definition. Lately, when I've been using the hairdryer, I've been scrunching upwards like that. And I found I was getting quite a lot of shrinkage by doing that, and also a lot of frizz. With the new method that you saw me just doing, I've managed to keep basically all my length pretty much. And it's also still very defined with little to no frizz. So I'm going to show you tomorrow what it looks like, because that's, I feel, when the proper results really are. Hi guys, so it's the next day, and I didn't actually show you putting my hair like this, but basically this is how I slept, in 3 scrunchies, and this is kind of the final step in how to maximize your length. So I'm just going to take these out. So these basically, having this in overnight, or you can just put it in for a couple of hours if you have time in the morning or before you go to bed, basically helps stretch your hair out. Like if I put my hair in a high ponytail, I don't get the stretch, so in the morning my hair's shrunk up. So this is the best way to sleep if you want to stretch your hair overnight and keep the length. So as you can see, it's pretty much the same length as it was yesterday before I went to bed. And also, you don't have to worry about those scrunchies ruining the definition. As you can see, it hasn't ruined the curls at all, but make sure you use silk scrunchies or satin scrunchies. So don't use cotton ones or normal hair ties, because then they will dig into your hair and ruin the curl pattern. And I just wrap them around 3 times each section. So I do 2 at the front and 1 at the back. I might show you tomorrow how it's looking tomorrow as well, but this is day 2. So this is the next day, and this is how my hair is looking. So it's a bit bigger than yesterday, of course. And last night I actually slept with my hair in a high ponytail, and then for about an hour this morning I had it in the 3 sections stretched, just to help stretch it a bit more. It pretty much looks like this wet, like this length wet. So that's how I know that my length is as maximized as possible. But yeah, the definition is still there as well. There's not much frizz either, which is good. I haven't picked it. I feel that doesn't help with the length, it helps with volume. I'm actually going out now, so a rare day out for me with the girls. But that is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it or found it useful. Leave me a comment if you have any questions, and I'll see you in my next video.